Welcome to the middle point of week number 9 in Project 70, and on today's docket we have cheesesteak, affordability, and some wizards. But look, it is Cal Ripken, Chuck Styles. He's up against it here with this card. We know that Cal Ripken has not sold very well. So if you're going to criticize cards all day long, go ahead, but say something more than it's terrible. So the jury's still out right now when it comes to that Cal Ripken Jr. by Chuck Styles, but I'm very intrigued to find out where that number lands in the next 48 hours. I'm curious, have you purchased a copy of that card? But welcome to episode number 26. My name is Chris, otherwise I'm on Twitter, and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards. And my website, CRTsportscards.com, is your number one reference for everything you want to know about Project 70. And now speaking about the website directly here, one number that you can find on the Project 70 checklist is how easy or how hard it is to hit a foil parallel of your favorite card. And I was again lucky today to hit another rainbow foil. It was unfortunately not one of the giveaway cards, but I did get actually really lucky with this one. This is now my second in a row from Old Man Allen. So here we go. Here is the Chipper Jones rainbow foil. It is number 11 out of 70, just one off the jersey number, but it does answer an interesting question, and this was brought up to me, I believe, in Discord last week. The original publication from Topps about this card showed it as 1981, and when I spoke about this card when it released, I said, I don't know how this is 1981. It doesn't look like an 81 card at all. It's actually 1959. I was surprised that Topps didn't correct it midstream when the card was for sale, but this card is actually 1959. So I'll be going back and editing the website and the years to make sure that this card is not represented correctly as 59 and not 81. And so while that foil number is on the very far right of the checklist, on the left-hand side, which is a little more important because it has some of the most important information for a release, we have the team name of the player or players released on a physical card for Project 70. And everything I said last week around Lauren Taylor, I take back because Mr. Cartoon said, hold my beer. I'm going to blow up the checklist even more by releasing Tony La Russa with 3 different teams on it. So you really have to use your imagination on this card. So thankfully, Mr. Cartoon did his usual black and white sketch on the card. It does feel, though, that Topps should include 3 stickers of the team's logo for his hat, so you can pick the team you want La Russa to represent on your Project 70 card. But in Mr. Cartoon's words here, he says La Russa, of course, is the manager right now of the White Sox, but he had an impact on the Cardinals and the Athletics. So what I took that as is that he really couldn't pick a team to represent for La Russa, but you can pick it as a fan because this card is about La Russa. It is not so much more about the team. And this also is interesting to see Mr. Cartoon release 2 of his first 3 cards be managers. This card, in my opinion right now, is going to challenge my thought process of can or will we go under 1400. And now another card from Thursday is also going to challenge us on that 1400 number, and this is strictly just because of her recent release. But we have Claw Money releasing her 3rd card in the set. It is Dwight Gooden, a player that we saw numerous times last year in Project 2020, but is the first time we've seen him this year in Project 70, although it feels like we've seen him a couple of times, but that is Darryl Strawberry. That is not Dwight Gooden. But here is the thing with this card. Yes, Dwight Gooden is not really a new player to our lexicon when it comes to a project set, but she came and she grew up in a Mets household. So when you think about 2 of her 3 cards being Mets fans, these cards, these players she's picking are meaningful to her, and that is what is important. And because of that, I'm not really worried or concerned that the image she used was the same image that has been used multiple times, most recently with Old Man Allen's release last year in Project 2020. Because if you're buying this card, it is because you are supporting the artist and you are a fan of Claw Money. I do hope this card does better than her Don Mattingly, which was 2nd. We will find out. And then closing out Tuesday in Project 70 is going to be Greg Crayola Simpkins with his Ozzie Smith. And here it is. My theory is holding true, but I am being very liberal here with the word creatures. As I theorized on the last time he released his card, I said the second card had 2 creatures, will his third one have 3? This one does, if you consider the cardinal a creature. It is more of a bird than it is a creature, like the wizard is with the ball with Ozzy's glove, but it is another evolution of Crayola's cards in Project 70. They're getting a little closer every single time to the artwork that he produces outside of Project 70. So I'm still buying this card because I'm still waiting for his 4th, his 5th, and the potential grand reveal of his 20th card, because if they continue on the path they're going, this is going to just be a mind-blowing set. And so if you're keeping track at home when it comes to what I am buying on a weekly basis, I am out on the cartoon, I am out on that claw money. I am looking to buy their cards in the future if one of them strikes my fancy, but I'm definitely out when it comes to their 20 card set and that free poster at the end. But I'm of course still in on Crayola with that Ozzie Smith. But I could also see how a buyer of Project 70 cards could completely skip the Tuesday releases because you needed to save your money for the Wednesday releases. Just an amazing day overall, and there are so many different angles to tackle when it comes to the Wednesday releases. We had Mickey Mantle make his 3rd return in the set. It almost feels like we're going to get a Mickey Mantle a week now, but Tyson Beck with a very, very different take on the Mickey Mantle card. We also had Morning Breath release their Aaron Judge, and we had Distorted release her John Kruk. And I think I'm so surprised to see John Kruk in the set. I can't even say his name correctly unless I slow down and really enunciate his name. But here we are, we have a very, I would say, oddball player in the set. And look, a lot of you are going to say he's not an oddball player, he's a legendary player. Maybe not legendary, but he's very, very well known. Also, a lot of kids may never know that he was actually a baseball player. Look, I'm a Cowboy fan, that may offend a lot of people here, but I understand there are kids out there these days who see Troy Aikman as a broadcaster and have no idea or recollection of him playing quarterback for the Cowboys for many, many years. But this is our time to shine in Project 70. An artist has taken a risk here, and I think this is a big risk here because we know the artists want to make the most amount of money they can on every release, and she went really niche here. She did a player that none of us, I think, expected to see in the set. But we've got the Philly cheesesteak, we've got John Kruk the right way on the card, getting dirty because he hustled his entire career. He was never in the best of shape, but he played the game because he loved the game so much, and he had some of the best moments in the game. You think about him and Randy Johnson. So the stage is set for us. We have a player that has not been represented at all from a team that has very little representation right now in the set. The question is, are we as a fan of Project 70 going to purchase this card? Don't kid yourself. The artists have to be looking at previous releases of cards and seeing what sells and what doesn't sell. And if an artist can take a risk here and put out a lesser known player, and if it sells really well, you bet you would think other artists are going to go out there and try to find these niche characters to put in the set. So we should all go buy this card because it's great to see John Kruk in Project 70. And now for the 27th time in the set, the number of championships the Yankees have. We have Morning Breath releasing their Aaron Judge. And you cannot fault any artist out there for releasing any current star Yankee player. And I understand Aaron Judge the past couple of years, this is not rookie Aaron Judge, but Aaron Judge in the New York market, obviously with the children, is larger than life. And heck, he is larger than life as a human being. But the question with this card is, will the fans respond to this card? The recent release from Aaron Judge by Jeff Staple, very, very low at 2,200. So I'm going to be just very curious where this print run lands. This is a card that's in style here for Morning Breath. There is no eye as there were in the other two. I looked and looked for it today on the back of the card, but I just didn't see it. So in just a couple of days, we will learn if Yankee fatigue is a real thing here in Project 70, because if trends hold, this is going to cost a Yankee fan about $4,000 to put together the entire team set, and there may be Yankee fans right now stepping off that train. And you know what? For good measure, let's go ahead and talk about the 28th New York Yankee in the set. But this time we have Tyson Beck releasing his Mickey Mantle. And this Mickey Mantle is very, very different than the first two that were released in Project 70. When you think back to Joshua Vides, that really celebrated his 500th home run. The second one by Andrew Thiel really represented and really celebrated the actual 52 rookie card. But this Tyson Beck takes a very, very different angle and speaks about the value of his rookie card, the card that sold for $5.2 million. And I will say I got a great kick out of what Tyson Beck put on the back or on the background of his Mickey Mantle. And word for word here it says, "I can't afford the original, so a Tyson Beck recreation will have to do." And yes, for a vast majority of us, this is the closest we're going to get to a 52 or $5.2 million Mickey Mantle card. And so I think Tyson Beck did it correct here. It takes a different angle, and I will also celebrate the fact that Tyson Beck released for the very first time 2 baseball companion cards for his set. If you remember last year, in Project 2020, he did a basketball-inspired, a companion card set, but today he released a base version, and then I believe it was an artist proof. And so while that AP, which was out of 70, sold out early this afternoon, as of a couple of hours ago, at least when I saw it, the other one was still available. So if you're looking for a companion card to this $5.2 million inspired Mickey Mantle, jump on his website and pick up that companion card. And now when it comes to my Wednesday card giveaway, which card am I going to be giving away for free? It is going to be that distorted John Kruk. I just love the fact that he is in the set. I want to give this card away for free. So this contest though is exclusive to everyone on my Discord server. So jump on a Discord, search up CRT space sports cards. There's also going to be a link in the description. So jump onto there, go to the episode 26 channel or thread there, put your print run guess in, and the person nearest to print run without going over will win this card free from me. And so as we look forward to Thursday in Project 70, I do have some bad news. It looks like it's going to be all Dodgers. So if you're not a Dodgers fan, no, you know what? Everybody should celebrate tomorrow because it looks like Topps is going to do Jackie Robinson Day correct in Project 70. It looks like we're getting a triple release of Jackie Robinson. So that is great to see. My fandom around Jackie Robinson. So I'm personally excited to see which cards get released tomorrow for Jackie Robinson Day.